I'm going to show you how to build this epic bridge. Now this is a large bridge and can connect two pieces of land across a large border of water or even just a canyon or whatever the bridge needs to cross. Now it looks super complex, but I promise it is super easy to build, especially if you follow my little guide. Now this bridge can be shorter or longer. As you can see, I have a much longer version over here, so whatever length you need, this bridge will work perfectly. So let me show you exactly how to build it. So I've got this huge river here that is extremely wide that we need to cross. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what level the bridge will start at. Now, starting at the same level of the water is not the best. You want to have it a couple blocks up. So if you can have your path start 3 blocks above the water level, that is the best option. That will make the bridge look so much nicer. Now grab yourself a temporary block and start building directly across in a straight line to the opposite side of the river. Just like that. The next thing you need to do is figure out where the middle is. For me, the best way to do this is to place a block, leave 3 block gap, then place another block and repeat that all the way across. So I've placed a block with 3 blocks in between, and now all we have to do is count how many of these there are. For me, there's 20. So to find the middle, all I have to do is half that, so 10, then go to the 10th block on either side, which is this one. So this is the 10th, and this is also the 10th from that side, which means right here is the middle. Now I can remove all these temporary blocks. It doesn't matter what way you use to find the middle, as long as you can find the very middle of the bridge, which is for me right here. It doesn't have to be exact, but you need it to be as close as possible because that will make the bridge look normal. Now go 4 blocks to both sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then place a stripped spruce log right there, and then do the same on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, stripped spruce log. Now we can remove these temporary blocks. Now we will place 8 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a stripped spruce log, and we will continue that all the way to the edge. So once again, 8 more temporary blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another stripped spruce log, and then again. Just like that. We can now remove these temporary blocks just in between the logs. Now we do the exact same thing on the other side. So 8 temporary blocks and then a stripped spruce log all the way to the edge. Now, as long as the measurements you did earlier were correct and this was the middle block, it should link up pretty nicely to the edge, leaving the same amount of compartments on each side. Now this bridge should be 5 blocks wide. So on the right hand side and the left hand side, we're going to go 2 blocks and then place a stripped spruce log on the 3rd block. And then same on this side. So 2 blocks gap between. So that leaves us with 3 blocks at the start. Now what we have to do is build across 8 blocks and then head up by 1, and then once again 8 blocks, of course, once you're in line with this block here, and then again up 1 block when we were in line with this block, and then again towards the middle, then once again 8 blocks and then up 1 more, and now we're at the middle one, so we're not going to go up anymore, but we will stop just before this block, leaving this empty. And then we'll go to this side and do the exact same thing to meet up in the middle. So go out 2 blocks, then place a block just right there, then do the exact same thing we did on the other side, 8 blocks to reach this block here, and then up 1 block, then 8 more blocks, and then up a block all the way to the middle there. And then you should meet right in the middle just here. And then that is that side done. Now we just have to do that a second time on the opposite side. So right here, do the exact same thing that you did over there. Just mirror exactly what you did. Now we can go ahead and remove this entire middle section here. We don't need it anymore. That was only for measurements. And now that we have the 2 sides added in, it's very easy to see where we need to build next. Now we will go to both sides and start making the walk-in section just so it's easier to traverse across the bridge. So first of all, we're going to go 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go up by half a block, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then once again, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4. Then up again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4. Just like this, complete all the way to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then this middle section will all be the same half block, just like that. So all the way across this middle section, just a slab. Now repeat this on the opposite side as well. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half slabs at the bottom, and then at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat that all the way till you reach the middle. Now, of course, once that's done, you can just go ahead and fill this entire thing in and make it very easy to cross this river now. So at least the bridge will be functioning. Now, it is important to add some texture to the ground, so grab yourself some andesite, polished andesite and stone brick slabs, and just randomly and sparingly add them in replacing some of the stone, just to make the bridge much more interesting to look at when you're walking across instead of just being plain boring stone. And there we have it, the floor is completely textured. Next up, we need to grab ourselves some stripped oak logs, and every time it goes up by one on the second block, add in an extra stripped spruce log, just like that. Now once again, it goes up by one block, on the second block, another stripped spruce log. Do this on both sides. Now in between the two logs here, we're going to place a stripped spruce log right in the middle. There should be a 3-block gap on both sides. Now we're going to do that again on every single one. So once again, 3-block gap, one in the middle, and then there should be another 3-block gap. That should be the same for every single one of these. Now in the 3-block gaps, we're going to place a spruce fence in the middle with 2 gates on the side connecting to the logs. This is much nicer than just placing 3 fences and adds a little bit of extra detail. Once again, do this to every single one of these little 3-block gaps. Now on top of each of the logs sticking up, we're going to place a stone brick wall with a spruce fence and then a lantern on top. We will do this for every single one. Now the bridge should be looking a little something like this. Now we're going to work on the underside. Now if you are building this in survival, I would recommend using some dirt for temporary blocks to create a line of dirt across the entire river. Just 1 block above the water and 1 block on the outside, just like that. You should do this on both sides and it will make this next step a lot easier, because you can just walk across and potentially use some scaffolding to get to the higher blocks up here. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm building this in creative, so I will just be flying. But using that dirt line there will make it 100 times easier. For the next step, we're going to go ahead and expand these downwards. So on each of these blocks that are facing up, we're going to add 3 below, but we're going to also replace this and make it also face upwards instead of the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4 down to the bottom, just like that. Now on this one as well, we're going to remove this so it's not facing to the side, so it's facing up, and then 1, 2, 3. Then same thing here, replace this because it's facing to the side, make it face up, and then 1, 2, 3. Just like this. Hill here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks high. Same thing for the middle ones as well. Should be 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Make sure to do this for all of them. At the edges where it meets the land, just go as far deep as you can see. So for example, on this side, we're only going to go down that many blocks because that's all we can see. And then on this side here, this is going to be 1, and then this one, 1, 2, 3, just far enough so that it looks normal. You don't want it sticking out or hanging anywhere. So it should now be looking a little something like this. Now we'll leave a 1-block gap and then place in a line of stripped spruce logs directly in line with this one here. So there should be a 1-block gap. It'll also leave 1 block hanging below the new line that we just create. Now within this gap here, we're going to place in some stone brick walls. Once again, doing this for every single one. And it should be looking a little something like this. It's coming together very well. Now on the lowest block of each of these, we're going to extend it all the way down to the bottom. So for example, this one here, where it goes up by 1, on the lower block, we're going to connect it to the floor, just like that. Then once again, on the lower block, we're going to extend it all the way to the floor. So there should be 8 blocks between the 2 pillars that extend all the way to the bottom, and it should be looking a little something like this. Now on each of the logs that are in the middle, we're going to add a spruce fence hanging from the bottom of them. Only for the middle one, but do this for all sections of the bridge, just like that. The bridge should be looking a little something like this. Now we're going to go and add a bunch of details to the outside just to finish this off. So this block here, we're going to delete and replace it with a spruce stair, and then add trapdoors below and above, just like that. Then we're going to go to this side here and do the exact same thing. Place in the stair with a trapdoor above and below, just like that. There should be a 2-block gap here and a 1-block gap here. Now, once again, do this for every single one. Removing the block on this side, trapdoor below and above, and then place in the stair in here, below and above. Now this bridge is definitely not easy to build, but if you made it up to here so far, you're doing well and should give yourself a pat on the back. Now moving on to the next bit, we're going to add in the final details to this build. We're going to add in a spruce stair 2 blocks below each of these stone brick walls. So this one here, 2 blocks below, so 1, 2, place in the stair. Then in line with these stone bricks, we're going to place a stripped spruce log facing out and then a stair underneath that one with a button on the outside like that. Once again, below this stone brick stair, leave 1-block gap. Then on the second block, a stair with a stripped spruce log facing outwards and a button, and then a stair underneath. Do this for every single one of these stone brick walls, and it should be looking a little something like this. Now, because you probably are completely out of spruce logs, you don't have to do this next step, but it makes the bridge a lot more realistic. So on the inside, we're going to add some support beams. So going across on each of the pillars right in the corner, so where this line goes here, and then above, right in the middle block, we're going to have it go across like this with a spruce stair connecting to both the top and the bottom, just like that. Now, once again, we're going to go to the middle block. So where this lines up with this here, right in the middle, next to this stair, I guess, going to connect it right across. Then the stairs on top and underneath. And we'll also do the same thing on this middle one here, connecting right across. Once again with stones above and below, just like that. From the outside, you can't really see any of that inside bit, but if you're going to be in a boat going underneath the bridge, it's going to look a bit funny if they're not in there. So I recommend, if you are going to be going in a boat under the bridge often, definitely add in those support beams, because it's going to make the bridge look so much more realistic. And if you don't have it, it's just going to look weird. You can also hang lanterns from these pillars across the middle just to add some extra light to the underneath, because without them, it does get pretty dark under here. But believe it or not, that is the entire bridge built. On the outside, you can throw down a spruce stair just like that with a fence above to kind of finish it off if you prefer. But like I said, you can make this bridge as long as you want or as short as you want, whatever you need. Now, if this bridge is a little bit too hard for you, or you don't have the spruce logs ready yet, you can always make a different type of bridge, which I made a tutorial on as well. The last bridge I made a tutorial on was this bridge, and you guys absolutely loved it. I think it's about to hit 60,000 views right now. So if you haven't seen this one and you would prefer to make this bridge, which is a little bit easier, be sure to click on the video that's on the screen right now, and it'll take you straight to that video. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Peace out.